Today's lesson is all about factoring polynomials with difference of two squares pattern. So at the end of the lesson, the students should be able to factor polynomials using the difference of square patterns. Okay, so ang content natin guys, this is still part of our module 1. So we have factoring polynomials. So before kita mag-start sa atong lesson, we need to recall the following. So first, we have the squares of numbers and variables and 4 basic operations on signed numbers. Okay, so patterns guys, makita ini naton sa aton nga palibot. No, sa tanom, sa aton nga ginasulob ng mga bayo, kag sa aton nga makita sa aton nga mga palibot. No, sa mga infrastructures, damo kita may makita nga patterns. Okay, so umuman kung mag-factor kita sa polynomials, we are going to check kung may ara sang square pattern. First, we're going to check if there is a square pattern on the variable. And then, if there is a square pattern on the number. And lastly, if it's a difference of two squares. Okay? So, if it's a difference of two squares, we are going to use this pattern. Quantity a squared minus b squared equals quantity a plus b times quantity a minus b. Now, if we're going to translate that in mathematical sentence, that is the quantity square of a minus square of b equals quantity of a plus b times quantity of a minus b. Okay, we are going to investigate isang atong nga pattern. So if you can notice, our equation is composed of 3 sides. No? The left side, which includes a squared minus b squared, and the right side of the equal sign, which includes a plus b times a minus b. Now, a squared here is the square of a, or in other words, a is the square root of a squared. Okay, while b squared is the square of b, or in other words, b is the square root of b squared. Okay, let's try this kung isla nato ng variables guys. Let's say we have x and y. So, mahaposan ni sa guys imoon, no? Kung i-check nato nanay ang x squared minus y squared, the variables x and y are square patterns. Okay? And then, it is a difference of two squares. So, therefore, we can use this pattern, a squared minus b squared equals a plus b times a minus b. So, himo nato, we're going to make two empty parentheses with plus and minus symbol. Okay? And then, so ang panumdumo naton kung anong mga variables ang ibutang naton sa sulod sang parenthesis. So, they are the square roots of the given binomial nga x squared minus y squared. Okay, so the square root of x squared is x. So, isulat natin. And the square root of y squared is y. So, therefore, the factored form of x squared minus y squared is quantity x plus y times quantity x minus y. Okay? Now, we have here another example, x squared minus 25. So, kung manotice ninyo, the first term x squared is a variable, no? While the second term 25 is already a numerical coefficient. Now, to factor out this binomial, but both of them are square patterns. So, x squared is a square pattern and 25 is also a square pattern. And it is the difference, no, kay may minus nga symbol sa tunga nila. So therefore it's a difference of two squares. So the factored form of x squared minus 25 is x plus 5 times x minus 5. Okay? X squared here is the square of x, and 25 here is the square of 5. Okay, now let's try x squared minus 16 equals, we have x plus 4 times x minus 4. Okay na students, gamat-amat na no? Okay, let's practice. So, grabe. Ang inyong practice, may harap pagiging example, no? So, we have here another example. So, this time, the first term is a variable, and the second term is a combination of variable and numerical coefficient. So we have x squared minus 49 y squared. Okay, i-check natin ang left side if it's a square pattern. Okay, so x squared is a square pattern, check. 49 is a square pattern, check. And y squared is also a square pattern, check. And it's a difference of two squares. So therefore we're going to use the pattern. So we have x plus 7y times x minus 7y. So x squared is the square of x, and 49y squared is the square of 7y. Okay? So let's try x squared minus 36y squared. Pwede natin ma-pause until kita mag-reveal sa aton nga answer. Okay, what is our correct answer? Very good. So we have x plus 6y times x minus 6y. Okay, very good. Okay, let's try another one. So this time, both terms, the first and second term, are combinations of numerical and literal coefficients. So we have the first term 4x squared minus the second term 25y squared. Okay, so the factored form is 2x plus 5y and times the quantity 2x minus 5y. Okay, x squared is the square of x, 4 is the square of 2, and so if we're going to combine that is 2x, while 25 is the square of 5 and y squared is the square of y. So if we're going to combine that is 5y. Okay, how about this one? Pwede natin ma-pause at least kita mag-reveal sa atong answer. Okay, and what is your answer? Very good. The correct answer is, or the correct factored form is 3x plus 2y times quantity 3x minus 2y. Okay? So as a summary, in factoring the polynomials with square pattern, we need to check the following. Okay, first, if there is a square pattern, if there is a square pattern on the variable, if there is a square pattern on the number, and if it's a difference of two squares. The pattern that we are going to use is this pattern. A squared minus b squared equals quantity a plus b times quantity a minus b. Okay, for your exercise, we're going to factor the following polynomials with square patterns. With difference of square patterns. Okay, that's all for today. See you in our next lesson.